Hey babies, welcome back to another Deck Tech and Modern League video, and this week we're playing some budget mono-green Tron. The deck list is on screen now and in the description below. The deck will run you a little under 90 bucks in paper and about 30 ticks on Magic Online, which is fantastic for something that upgrades directly into a deck that's been teetering between Tier 1 and Tier 2 for the entire time that Modern has existed. Let's get into the deck tech. Starting off with our search cards, we have 4 copies of Expedition Map and 4 copies of Sylvan Scrying. They both let us search for any land in our deck. And we have 4 copies of Ancient Stirrings, which lets us dig 5 deep for a colorless card, so that can either hit a land or one of our colorless finishers. We've got a playset each of Chromatic Star and Chromatic Sphere to cantrip through our deck while fixing us for green mana, and 2 copies of Relic of Progenitus as another way to cantrip while also having some incidental graveyard hate. To wrath the board, we're playing 2 copies of Oblivion Stone and 1 copy of All Is Dust. Oblivion Stone, we can save some of our permanents by putting fate counters on them first if we have time, and All This Dust isn't going to hit any of our colorless cards, so it's going to feel pretty lopsided. For our threats and finishers, we have 3 copies of Thragtusk, which isn't that uncommon to see in non-budget Tron builds because it's a great way to stabilize against aggressive decks. We have 2 copies of Steel Hellkite, which is a 5/5 flyer for 6, and when it deals combat damage to our opponent, we can essentially engineered explosives / ratchet bomb their things, blow up everything of a single CMC. And Ugin the Ineffable sort of does a Karn Liberated impression, where it's a Planeswalker, costs 6, comes down, can blow something up or make a token, and it also makes our colorless spells cost less for future turns. We've got a playset of Cube All-Star Mirror Battlesphere, which can gum up the board against aggressive decks and also be a pretty fast finisher if the board happens to be clear. We have 2 copies of Worldbreaker, which also sort of does a Karn Liberated impression because it costs 7 as a cast trigger. It exiles an artifact, enchantment, or land, usually hitting a land. And then it also randomly has Reach, which is pretty useful in the format currently. And we have 4 copies of Sundering Titan, which is great against all the 3 and 4 color decks that are running around because it can come down and blow up almost all their lands most of the time. Starting off our lands, of course, we have a full playset of all of our Urzatron lands. If you're not familiar with them, they all tap for a colorless mana normally, and then if you have at least one of each of them on board, they tap for a cumulative 7. Mine and Power Plant both tap for 2, and Tower taps for 3. We have 1 copy of Sanctum of Ugin, which essentially lets us use our Expedition Maps and Sylvan Scryings to look for more threats after we already have Tron assembled, and we have 5 basic forests. Bridging the gap between our main deck and our sideboard, we have Giganta as our companion, basically just since it's a free roll and gives us something else to do with our extra mana. In our sideboard, we have 2 copies of Tormod's Crypt for graveyard decks, 4 copies of Nature's Claim, mostly for Blood Moon and Damping Sphere, and 3 copies of Warping Whale as a way to counter sorceries, exile 1 power / toughness creatures like Ragavan, etc. We have 2 copies of Weather the Storm for life gain, and 1 copy of Back to Nature to blow up enchantments. We have 1 copy of Pulse of Marassa as more life gain and a way to get back a land or creature that's been destroyed, and 1 copy of Thragtusk as another thing to bring in against aggro decks. And that's the deck list. Let me know what you'd think of it and what you'd change in the comments, and let's get into the league. Alright, round 1 with budget mono green Tron. We won the die roll. We reveal Juicy Gigantha. Let's see. This hand has not turn 3 Tron because we have double tower. We do have Expedition Map. If we draw a Tron land that we're missing, we have turn 3 Tron. And we have turn 4 Tron if we draw green, but we don't have green right now. I think I got a mulligan. This hand's pretty rough. I'm gonna mulligan again, I think is the plan currently. Alright, well, this is just worse than our 7, but we'll keep it. Get rid of a Sundering Titan, and I think I just ditch a Relic here. Power Plant, Map, go. Maybe I was being a bit too greedy. I usually don't like to keep 7s on Tron that don't have Tron on turn 3 for sure. Opponent plays a Mountain. We're playing against Burn. So classically a kind of rough matchup for Tron. We draw a Forest, okay. Let's play the Power Plant, pass the turn. We're definitely not having Tron next turn. We're going to get hit with a Goblin Guide. Maybe we'll get a Tron land off of it. We see an Oblivion Stone. I don't want to draw the Oblivion Stone, so we are going to crack map here for sure. We're at 16, opponent plays Eidolon. Crack map, get a tower. We draw an Ancient Stirrings. So we're going to take some damage here, but I do think it's worth casting Ancient Stirrings to fish for Tron, because if we don't do anything, we're pretty much as dead as just taking 4 damage here. Okay, we found a mine. Found 2 mines actually. Let's get Battle Sphere since we already found a mine. Play tower, pass the turn. Alright, let's see if we can survive. If we can gum up the board, we might be able to get back in this game. We'd like to find a Thragtusk to gain some life. That would be very nice. I wonder if our opponent's playing mono red or if they're just drawing a bunch of mountains. We have a Chromatic Sphere on top of our deck. We take 4. We might just be dead here. Let's see. Opponent suspends a Rift Bolt. We're not dead right this second. Play a mine. Play Battle Sphere. Come on, Thragtusk off the top. That would be a fantastic draw. Make some boys, pass the turn. No sense in playing Chromatic Sphere, just to deal ourselves 2. Opponent Skull cracks us. We're taking 3 more to Rift Bolt. So, unless they just flood out fantastically or they only have creatures in their hand, we are going to be dead here. But we can always hope. Maybe they don't have it. Yep. And don't slow roll us, opponent. Please just kill me. Okay. Alright, and we concede. Luckily, we do have things to bring in against Burn, because we are not playing a Karn board, so we get to have actual sideboard cards. So we get to bring in Thragtusk, Weather the Storm, another Weather the Storm, and Pulse of Marassa. We might need some Nature's Claims since they're playing mono red. It's more likely that they have Blood Moon. Let's see what we're taking out. Let's ditch Oblivion Stones, Relics. Sundering Titan isn't great against them since they're playing monocolor. I think I want 3 Nature's Claims. Do I cut all the Sundering Titans? Because I can Nature's Claim my own Chromatic Stars to stay... to only go down 1 card and gain 4. Nature's Claim can kill Eidolon, and they probably have some amount of either Alpine Moon or Blood Moon. And we didn't see any Boros lands, so I do think I cut all the Sundering Titans, because it just isn't that great. Alright. Sideboarding pretty heavily. Let's see how it works out for us. Let's see. We will take the play. We will reveal Gigantha again. We have turn 3 Tron with this hand. We'll keep it. So this looks like a turn 3 play Ugin Chromatic Star. Let's play Urza's Mine, Expedition Map. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Goblin Guide, gets in. Do we get a land? We do not. We have a World Breaker on top. Player is this tower, pass the turn. So I get my turn 3 before they do, which means they're not going to have a chance to play Blood Moon. They could have Alpine Moon still. If I play Ugin, I'm probably just going to Ugin plus to get a boy on the board. They didn't play a land. I wonder if they're stuck on lands. They are stuck on lands. Interesting. So we need Power Plant. We draw a Forest. Alright, Power Plant. So it goes up to 5, so even if they bolt the creature, unless they play a land and deal more damage somehow, 4 damage isn't able to kill Ugin. So let's play Ugin. Play a Chromatic Star. Plus Ugin. We have a Weather the Storm under that. That's pretty nice. Alright, let's pass the turn. Let's see what our opponent wants to do. All at our face, okay. Block Goblin Guide. We get to pick up our Weather. Well, actually we don't get to. It just draws us a card, doesn't it? Okay, it does put the exiled card into your hand. Can you tell I haven't played with Ugin the Ineffable before? Alright, let's see. Plus Eugene. So World Breaker costs 5 right now. So I think I can play World Breaker and then Weather the Storm afterward. Yeah, I can. Ooh, sweet. Okay. So tap, tap, tap. Get rid of your 1 land. Yes. Make some green. Draw a card. Play Chromatic Sphere. Draw a card. Nature's Claim. Well, let's just Weather the Storm, leave up Nature's Claim. Gain 1,000,000 life. And it looks like our opponent conceded. Yep. Cool, cool. Let's just leave it the same. Sundering Titan still doesn't look good because we didn't see any Boros lands. Although Sundering Titan would have been sweet that game, but it was pretty much the same as World Breaker since it just pops 1 land, and apparently they kept a greedy hand. I still like Nature's Claim, especially since we're on the draw here. So let's just keep it as is. They haven't seen Thragtusk, and they haven't seen Pulse of Marassa. They did see Weather the Storm. Alright, reveal Jagantha. Cool, cool. Tower Mine, Stars, Sylvan's Crying. Alright, so this is turn 3 Tron and even a turn 3 Thragtusk. So that seems pretty good. Let's keep. See what our opponent's got for us this game. Turn 1 Goblin Guide, that's crazy. Is he playing multiple Arts of Goblin Guide, I think? Cringe. Alright. Play a mine, play a star. Say go. With Tron, since you are always playing 4 of all the Tron lands and there's no reason to deviate from that ever, I really like playing the different arts of Tron lands and just having a complete set. It feels nice, and it's nice to have some additional things to look at. Our opponent kept a 1-lander again? My god. Alright, so we don't have to worry about Blood Moon now. Let's play Tower. Crackstar for green. Always yield. Sylvan Scrying. So we need a power plant. Get a power plant. Discard to hand size. Let's get rid of... I guess just a Chromatic Star. I'd rather keep the Sanctum of Ugin for more inevitability, and I definitely want all the life gain I can get. And 1 Chromatic Star is necessary so I can Thragtusk next turn. Hopefully our opponent taps some mana because I don't want them to have Skullcrack up on us. They do have Skullcrack up. That's moderately annoying. Play Power Plant. Play Chromatic Star. Make a green. Play a Swag Tusk. We have another one for next turn as well now. Do you have a Skullcrack? Seems like you might have a Skullcrack. Yep. Okay, so he didn't gain life that time, unfortunately. He probably has a lot of bolts in his hand, since he kept a 1-lander. So hopefully we don't die to 3rd land triple bolt. But I guess we'll see. Could go either way right now. This Goblin Guide's not getting in at least, so that's nice. Opponent passes. Sweet. Okay. So how do we do this? I think I need to play around Skullcrack. So I think I'm going to go Forest. Pass? Yeah, if they play a regular bolt, I can weather the storm in response and gain 6, so I essentially counter it and gain 3. And then if they don't do anything, I'm going to crack Expedition Map to get another Forest, so I can go Thragtusk, weather the storm. Okay, opponent does not burn us on our turn. Opponent plays a 3rd land. Alright, crack map. Get a Forest. Untap. Found another Thragtusk. Play the Forests. Play a Thragtusk. Storm counts 1. If they let us gain the 5, they just don't have a Skullcrack. They Skullcrack in response. They can't Skullcrack again, so let's weather the storm. Gain 9. take 3. We don't gain life from the Thrag Tusk, but it's okay because we sequence that to where we still got 3 life from the Storm count at least. Our opponent has 4 cards in hand. Let's start getting in. I'm less scared now that we're at 14 life, and we have another Thrag Tusk in hand, and a Nature's Claim in case they play a Blood Moon or something. Alright, opponent takes it, goes down to 15. Opponent bolts us. We're at 11. I don't think they should have a way to deal that much damage this turn. They play a Roiling Vortex. Okay. Vortex does not seem like the card to play against Tron, if I'm being honest. So we can blow it up with Nature's Claim pretty easy. Or with All Is Dust, but that gets rid of our Thrag Tusks, and that's less sexy. Let's go to combat. Attack, attack. Colorless creature card. Okay. Play World Breaker. Pop Roiling Vortex. Opponent bolts us. Okay. Sacrifice Sanctum of Ugin. We can get probably another World Breaker. Alright, opponent has 2 cards in hand. They're going to have a third. We have no way to gain life currently. Let's pass. Just gotta hope they don't have a bunch of bolts. Man, the burn matchup is scary when you're on Tron. Okay, we got there. Sweet. Very, very happy about that. Alright, let's get into the next one. Alright, we lost the die roll for match 2. Let's reveal Gigantha. Opponent is also playing a Gigantha deck. I wonder if it's a Tron Mirror. That'd be probably very sad for us because I don't think we're very well equipped for that. We don't have turn 3 Tron this hand. I'm going to mulligan it. We still don't have it here. It's mulligan. Good lord. Alright, we'll keep this. We can have Tron turn 4, it looks like. Get rid of... Do I just ditch the forest too? I think I just ditched the top end here. Let's see what our opponent's playing. A Mishra's Bauble deck. So probably Rakdos midrange featuring Gigantha. Opponent plays a tapped Blood Crypt. Okay. Tower map. We drew another map. So that's some nice redundancy for us at least. Hopefully we draw a Tron land here that is not an Urza's Tower. That's the dream. Alright, so we ditch... Sylvan Scrying. We draw another Scrying, play Forests, pass the turn. So I'll crack the map at the end of their turn. Get us a little bit closer to having Tron. Turn 4 will have 8 mana, but we need to draw something to do with it as well. Opponent plays Kaido, okay. I wonder how good Kaido has been. I've seen it a couple times. It's been kind of underwhelming each time that I've had to play against it, but that might just be because I'm playing Affinity, and Affinity kind of plays the game weird compared to most decks that would actually care if your opponent's drawing extra cards and stuff. Let's crack the map, get a power plant. Okay, we draw Chromatic Star. Play the power plant. I wonder if there's a difference of if it's better to go scrying or map here. I think I'm leaning towards scrying because playing Chromatic Sphere into scrying is pretty much the same amount of mana, and it lets us cycle our Chromatic Sphere to try to draw some top end. Actually, no, I had a Forest. What am I talking about? Let's get... For some reason I was picturing that I needed to crack that. Let's get Urza's Mine, pass the turn. I should have played Chromatic Star if I was going to play an artifact and pass there. That was kind of dumb. But oh well. Maybe they will spend a whole K command on just blowing up a Chromatic Sphere. If we draw a Sundering Titan, that's the dream, because we get to blow up 3 of their lands. Sundering Titan seems really sweet against the current format, since everybody's playing like Triomes and shit. Opponent's gonna play a Kroxa. Maybe we needed to crack Chromatic Sphere to see if we could draw a Relic, is how I needed to sequence that. Okay. We will discard a map and hope to draw something good, because otherwise this Kroxa is going to kill us. We draw World Breaker. That's decent. Let's play Urza's Mine. Filter for a green. Draw a power plant. Play a Chromatic Star. I think I just let the Chromatic Star sit so that it blanks their Thoughtseizes and stuff in case I draw something good. And I can just go World Breaker. Blow up. I guess a blue source. Probably doesn't matter though at that point. I'd still really like to get Sundering Titan because getting rid of all their mana is a way that I can get back in this through the Kroxa. Opponent plays a Steam Vents, shocks it in. We're probably going to see a Death Shadow soon, I assume. So let's see. We can sack a land to regrow our World Breaker, essentially. Let's block. I think conserving life total is necessary here, even if it means that they can bolt our World Breaker. Opponent draws a card with Kaido. They have 5 cards in hand. We have 6 cards in our graveyard, so they can't drown on the Lock of Sundering Titan if we draw one. Yeah, getting Tron a turn late hurt us pretty hard here. But we're at least able to find a payoff for the turn that we got Tron together, so that's... I can't complain too much because of that. What do I think they're going to have in the sideboard? They're probably going to have some amount of Alpine Moons, mostly to deal with Sagas, but we can still deal with that with Nature's Claim, and then if we can Nature's Claim their Alpine Moon at just the right moment, it could also help us deal with Death Shadows by forcing them to gain life. Tormod's Crypt is probably not necessary. Warping Whale might be good since it can kill Ragavan and also like randomly counter Thoughtseizes. Thragtusk seems pretty good. Wow, that's a lot of Death Shadows. Holy shit. We found a power plant. Let's make some mana, draw a card. Come on, something good. Steel Hellkite. Steel Hellkite can kill the shit out of some 1-drops. Huh. Let's play Power Plant. I was considering keeping it in hand to try to blank a K command, but they're just going to hit us with Croxa next turn, most likely. So we'd be discarding it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Might as well just get it on board. We can sacrifice it to get our World Breaker back eventually. Let's pass. Still on the blocking plan currently, because that's a lot of Death Shadows. If we get to actually get in with this Steel Hellkite, that would be really, really sweet. Yeah, because we can just put 1 mana into it and Engineered Explosives essentially away all the Death Shadows they have in play. They are also about to be able to Emblem Kaido, which is a little annoying. Although we're already in a bad spot, so it's kind of just win Mori right now, I think. If they can, like, fetch Shock to grow all these Death Shadows, then we're really in danger. I wonder what they have in hand. They probably have a bunch of Thoughtseizes or something out, if I had to guess. Maybe Unholy Heats. Although if they had an Unholy Heat, I think they would have killed the World Breaker last turn. So they would have had to draw it. They get in with Croxa. We take 3. I will block with World Breaker again. Do you have burn for my World Breaker? No, you do not. Okay. They could Drown on the Lock to kill Steel Hellkite, or they could K-Command to kill it. It looks like they have a K-Command here. They have a K-Command. We're at 14. We don't have a draw. We're taking 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. I'm going to concede. Oy vey. Is it worth bringing in Tormod's Crypt? I don't think it's necessary. Thragtusk seems useful enough. At least a pair of Nature's Claim seems right. It's not guaranteed that they're going to have Alpine Moon, but if they do, it's a pain in the ass. Let's get rid of... What do we want to get rid of? I definitely want the Sundering Titan. Maybe I don't bring in Thragtusk, since we already have some main deck. I don't want to cut the core cards at all. Steel Hellkite seems fine, although it's hard to get in with. Maybe I cut... The issue is, so many of our cards are good. Like, what do you want to take out against that? Our relics are good against them. Maybe I cut a Thrag Tusk. Do I cut all the Thrag Tusks? Maybe I do cut all the Thrag Tusks. Try it like that. Usually I would think of Thrag Tusk as a card that you want in this matchup, but compared to all of our other top end, it seems like the least exciting. Reveal Gigantha. Okay. This hand does not have turn 3 Tron or any tutors, so let's mulligan. I'm kind of scared of mulliganing really hard after the last couple of matches, so I think I want to keep this. And get rid of Basic Forest, probably. We can go turn 1 Expedition Map, turn 2, if we draw a Tron land, we can crack it and have Tron on turn 3. That seems pretty good. We don't have a payoff yet, but we do have an All Is Dust, so we can stabilize once we get Tron at least. Opponent plays a DRC, okay. Mishra's Bauble surveils. Puts IOK in the graveyard, that's fine by me. I assume they're digging for whatever Tron hate they have. Always yield to Mishra's Bauble. We did find another land, that's pretty sweet. So that's turn 3 Tron. We just have to find things to do with it now and hope that they don't have Alpine Moon. Opponent plays Polluted Delta. Okie dokie. Crack Expedition Map, get Urza's Tower. I don't want to All Is Dust away just this DRC, but well, yeah, I'll wait a turn so that we can pop Sanctum of Ugin with it. Let's play Urza's Tower. Play Chromatic Star. And I think I just Ancient Stirrings here. So we draw a card from the star, get another Ancient Stirrings. We have a lot of green cards in our hand and no forests. So if I see a forest, I might wind up taking it. Looks like, no, they're not countering it. Okay. Expedition Map, Worldbreaker, Chromatic Sphere. Let's take Chromatic Sphere. Any order. Okay. I was between that and Expedition Map, but I think I like Sphere a bit better since it immediately turns on like Sylvan Scrying Ancient Stirrings instead of me having to sink 3 mana into it first. I don't know why I didn't play the Sphere though. That was kind of stupid. But oh well. Opponent shocks, plays Dress Down. Okie dokie. Dress Down's interesting. I guess it's pretty good against like Wormcoil Engine and stuff. They didn't see anything last game to indicate that we're on shitty budget Tron. So it makes sense, I guess. I'd really like to get a Sundering Titan and blow up all their lands. I think that's the easiest way to win in this matchup. Alright, they play a Death Shadow, which means I can always dust both of these away, and they don't have any mana up. We draw Ugin. Play Sanctum of Ugin. Cancel. Let's play Sphere first, since I'm going to sacrifice that. Always yield. Yes. Get Sundering Titan. Make you sack your boys, pass the turn. Alright, so we have 2 payoffs for next turn. And we have green mana, so we can either Scrying or Ancient Stirrings, or a combination. Opponent plays another Shadow. Opponent passes. Do I think they would have a way to stop Sundering Titan? Not really. We have to find a way to get it on the board, though, is the thing. Let's make a green mana. If we draw land, great, we can go for Sundering Titan. If not, then we don't. Okay. 6 cards. So I can Ugin, but Ugin dies to Drown in the Lock here. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's lead on Ancient Stirrings, I think. If I find a tower, I can, or another Tron land, I can still Sundering Titan here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get a power plant for 7, 8. Play power plant. Pretty sure they won't have a counterspell for this. Sweet. You. Hooray. Opponent's going to grow their Death Shadow by fetching. That's fine by me. Opponent plays a Scalding Tarn. We draw Chromatic Star. Let's play Ugin, see if they have a counterspell for it. If not, we can just snipe down Death Shadow. We snipe down Death Shadow. Alright, cool. That went much better. Let's see if we can do it again this next game. We still haven't seen Alpine Moon, but I'm sure they have it somewhere. They probably have 2 copies. Let's leave it as is. All right. Reveal Gigantha. This hand's terrible. We're definitely mulliganing it. Oh my god. What have our hands been this league so far? Alright. I'll keep this. I don't have a way to tutor for Tron, but I have a lot of redraws. I'm gonna put Sphere. Do Do I put Battlesphere, Sundering Titan, or an egg on the bottom? I think I put Battlesphere on the bottom, because Sundering Titan is such a good payoff against them, even though it's a turn later, and I don't want to lose any more cantrips, since I already don't have Tron yet. Opponent Thought Seizes us. Let's see what they take. Take Sundering Titan, makes sense. Alright, we have Natty Tron now, so we just have to worry about drawing something that's actually good. Let's play Chromatic Star in case they have a way to blow it up. They don't know about the Urza's Mine in their hand from when they Thought Seized us. They just know about Tower Power Plant. Opponent plays a Shadow. It's a 1/1 currently. That's fine. We draw Sylvan Scrying. Crack for a green. Draw another mine. Play Urza's Tower. Play Sylvan Scrying. Do I want Sanctum of Ugin or a Forest? Probably one of those. I think I want Sanctum. And hopefully we draw something to do with our Tron lands next turn. We have our draw for turn, and we have one extra draw from Chromatic Sphere. Possibly. Opponent's going to be able to hit us for a decent amount of damage here with the Death Shadow. Attacks for 4, we take it, go to 16. Let's see what we draw. Mere Battlesphere. Battlesphere is a nice draw. Does it resolve? Hooray! Alright. That helps a lot. Of course I would have preferred to save it till we had Sanctum of Ugin in play, but we needed to get something down here, I'm pretty sure. Because our opponent has a pretty decent clock on us. And there's no guarantee that all of our Tron lands will still work next turn. Now we have a million chump blockers too. Opponent plays K Command. We'll discard Urza's Mine. Alright. So we have 8 mana for next turn, or 7 mana and a green. Opponent plays a Bauble. They have 2 cards in hand. Opponent plays a land, shocks down to 7, 1 card in their hand. Opponent puts Jegantha in their hand. Okay. We will chump block the 6/6 for sure. We can just put our companion in our hand, worst case scenario, I suppose. Alright, opponent draws with Bauble. We draw Chromatic Sphere. Play Sphere. Make a green, draw a card. Not exciting. Put Jegantha in hand. Play Tower. Play Jegantha. They do still have Thought Seizes, so I'm going to run out Sphere. If they want to K-Command it, I'm fine with that. Do I get in with everybody, or just 2? They're about to have a 5/5 on board. It's probably better that I don't grow their Death Shadow, just in case. Yeah, I want Death Shadow to be small enough that I can block and kill it with a Sundering Titan if I draw one. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. We know one of them is Giganta. They're thinking about either playing that or playing other things this turn, I assume, since it's 5 mana. Opponent gets in with Shadow. I will chump block it rather than double blocking to try to trade for it, because I think they probably have some kind of combat trick. And if they spend their turn tapping 5 mana to play Giganta, it means that I have at least one clean top deck where I can resolve whatever I draw. And if I can get like Ugin or something to get rid of Death Shadow, that'd be fantastic. Anything that activates Sanctum of Ugin, honestly, would be pretty nice. So even like All is Dust, because it would get rid of both their creatures, even though I lose Giganta. Chromatic Star. Alright, let's make a green draw card. Urza's mine. Play Star. Tap Power Plant, make another green draw card in case I draw like Ancient Stirrings here. Another land. Not sexy. Play Sanctum of Ugin. Pass the turn. Oy. Alright, we need top decks. Come on, top decks. Opponent plays a Bauble, cracks it to look at our top deck. So they're going to be able to get to play around whatever it is, in case it's anything of note. Opponent attacks with both. Let's go trade Giganta's chump block Shadow. I assume that means that we're drawing a land next turn, or something not very useful. Or maybe we're drawing like an All is Dust and they wanted to get in as much as they could. I guess we'll see. World Breaker. We can't play that because we don't have a forest. That's unfortunate. Play a Power Plant. Pass the turn. So now we're looking for a green source for World Breaker. We have 1,000,000 mana, and we have a Sanctum of Ugin that would pop if we draw something to do with the mana. Not like this, Tron. Opponent does only have 1 blue source, so if we World Breaker, I can blow it up as a cast, and that's kind of nice. Alright, we discard Urza's Mine. We have World Breaker in our hand. Opponent's going to hit us for 1,000,000 with Death Shadow. Hopefully we draw something to do, otherwise we're dead. And a Ragavan, okay. Hopefully the Ragavan doesn't get anything too saucy. Opponent got a land off the top of our deck. I appreciate that. Thank you, opponent. We draw. Power Plant. And we're dead. Alright. GG's to our opponent. That was very close. Not gonna lie, that was a pretty fun match. And I'll see you in the next one. Round 3 of Budget Tron and Modern. We lost the die roll. Let's reveal Giganta. We have Double Tower. No maps, no scryings. We're gonna mulligan this hand. Oi. 1 land, no tutors, mulligan again. Our opponent's down to 5 at least, so that's nice. Jesus Christ. My mulligans have been terrible today. Alright, I don't want to go to 4. Opponent is going to 4 apparently, which is kind of terrifying. It makes me think they're on Dredge or something. Let's put Hellkite and Basic Force to the bottom. See what our opponent's up to. Maybe they just weren't finding any lands for a really long time or something. If they're playing Dredge, at least we still have the line of Ancient Stirrings to try to find Relic. They could also be on Tron, I suppose. Blackleaf Cliffs. Leaning towards Dredge. We find Power Plant. Okay. Let's play Urza's Tower. Chromatic Star. Pass the turn. I think they play more Jeskai colored lands in Dredge now, so I don't know if Blackleaf Cliffs actually signifies that anymore. Opponent concedes. We don't really know what they're playing, so I guess we just run it back. I'm going to assume they have a little bit of Tron hate, so let's bring in like 2 Nature's Claims just in case. And we can cut... They played Blackleaf Cliffs. What does that mean? Let's cut 1 Sundering Titan and 1 Steel Hellkite. Just bring in a pair of Nature's Claims in case they have random Blood Moon effects or Damping Sphere or whatever. But they could easily be a Dredge deck, a mid-range deck like we played against last round, or some kind of weird aggro deck that I'm not thinking of. Got Mulligan. Only 1 land, no Tron. Got a Mulligan again, my god. These have been some rough mulligans. Let's see. So put 2 cards on the bottom. Let's get rid of 1 Ancient Stirrings. And I think I ditch O-Stone. Opponent plays City Brass. Okay, it is Dredge. I don't know why they wouldn't play out the last game if they're playing Dredge. Seems like they could definitely still win from there. Let's go Chromatic Sphere. I think it's more likely that I need to draw a card from this and then Ancient Stirrings to try to find a land than actually drawing a land for Expedition map. Opponent's going to Cathartic Reunion and dredge a bunch of cards. Alright, so Nature's Claim's pretty much dead here. I'm going to want to side in Tormod's Crypts instead. That's a lot of Creeping Chills. And they're going to get Narcomoeba, Prized Amalgam into play. Which isn't the biggest board, but they did just Creeping Chill the shit out of us, which is kind of annoying. Alright. Make a green, draw a card. Stirrings. Get a mine. Unfortunately putting Relic on the bottom. Any order. Play the mine. Play Expedition map. So if we draw a Natty Tron, we can go Chromatic Star, Thragtusk, which gains us a little bit of life, so that would be helpful at least. We're probably still just going to die here, because we're at a very low life total, and they have one more Creeping Chill somewhere in their deck. What can we do here? We can crack Expedition map, play Urza's Tower. We have 3 mana. Let's concede. Yeah, I don't have a way to get anything onto the board of note or gain any life here, so I'm just dead. I should have trusted my instinct and thought it was Dredge. Let's bring in Tormod's Crypts, Thragtusk, cut Nature's Claims. They don't care about interacting with us in that way. Cut another Sundering Titan. Is it worth having... I don't think we want any Sundering Titans against them. Is it worth bringing in Warping Whale to counter their Cathartics? I wonder. Probably is. It at least does something. Could stop them for like a turn from dredging. Reveal Gigantha. Tower, my god. Let's mulligan. So we have Mind Sanctum, we have a Sylvan Scrying, but we can't cast it, and we do have a Warping Whale. I'm kind of edging towards keeping this hand, since we have the Warping Whale. Yeah, let's keep. Ditch, World Breaker, since it does the least here. Hopefully, if they go for a Cathartic Reunion on turn 2, Warping Whale will slow them down enough that we will have time to establish Tron and get more of a board or start gaining life. Opponent's mulliganing a bunch, apparently, too. They're down to 3 again. Myself and my opponents have been mulliganing a ton so far this league. It's kind of crazy. Like, I know Tron is mulligan happy, but I don't remember it being this bad, at least. Play the Mind, pass the turn. Come on, top decks Tron lands. That would be beautiful. Opponent plays City of Ass. We draw a Forest. Let's play the Forest. I think I want to leave up Warping Whale, because I think the way we lose here is to them resolving a Cathartic Reunion on turn 2. Because it's... yeah. No, thank you. Alright, Sylvan Scrying. Get Urza's Tower, play it. Sega. Come on. Urza's Power Plant. Opponent plays Gemstone Caverns. They go for the Hardcast Silver Smoke Ghoul plan. Fine by me. I assume they have a Dredge card in their hand, probably like a Golgari Thug or something. Alright, we didn't draw land, we play Sanctum of Ugin. If we draw any land, we can play Thragtusk next turn. So I'm not really going to complain about that at that point. Tron land, of course, would be the best. Specifically a power plant, but... come on, deck. I could even Sylvan Scrying and still have 7 mana to play Battlesphere off of. We draw... Tower. Okay, that's a Thragtusk. Not going to complain. Gains me life, starts making me a board. I'd like to draw a Relic, that would also be very nice. So, power plants and relics are what we're hoping for. Tormod's Crypt also works. Or Ancient Strings into either of them. Opponent conflags my face. I assume their plan is now like flashback conflag next turn to discard a Dredger. The current Dredge deck is pretty sweet, by the way, too. It's pretty cheap to build on Moto, so I'll probably do a video with it pretty soon. I don't know how good I would be at it, but it's something at least. Alright, I can't play anything yet. Let's get in for 5. Opponent blocks. Blocks and draws? Or just blocks? Blocks and draws, okay. Fine by me. Wish I had a relic, but okay. Opponent's at 14. Their lands are dealing a decent amount of damage to them, so that's nice. If I draw literally any land, I can at least play another spell next turn. So pretty much anything other than like 7 drops is what I want. Opponent gets to do the dredgy thing. Yep. Alright, come on, good cards. We really need them now. Opponent milled an Ancient Grudge, which makes Steel Hellkite significantly worse. They get a Prized Amalgam, so they didn't get the most cards possible. We draw a Sphere. Let's play the Sphere. Crack for a green. Play the Ancient Stirrings. Found Power Plant. Okay. Any order. Play the Power Plant. 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We definitely don't want Hellkite here. I think I'm just going to go for a Battle Sphere most likely. Let's go to combat. Get in with the Tusk. Opponent takes it. Okay. Yes, I'll pop Sanctum of Ugin. Get another Battle Sphere. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Okie dokie. Looks like they're flashing back Ancient Grudge to kill Battle Sphere. That's fine. Yep. Okay. We get some boys. Cool. They got rid of Ancient Grudge, so I feel better about Steel Hellkite. That's nice, at least. They spend a Dark Blast on one of our 1/1s. That's fine by me. Opponent's at 7, down to 6 now. They are taking a lot of damage to these City of Brasses. They still have 4 Creeping Chills somewhere, though. So it could go either way. Opponent's down to 5. I think if they play a land that doesn't pain them, I'm going to World Breaker it away. At least a colored land. I might still do that with Gemstone Caverns, though, honestly. Because I think just cutting off their mana is a decent way for us to try to lock up this game. Opponent gets in for 3, no blocks. We go to 19. Opponent's going to take 2, go down to 3. Cast a Cathartic Reunion. Okay, no Creeping Chills. No Creeping Chills, no Creeping Chills. Come on. They find Creeping Chills. So sad. Alright, so they're going to have a big-ass board now. But it's all going to be tapped for the most part, at least currently. Steel Hellcat on 3 seems really good against them. We're down to 13 because of the Creeping Chills. They have 2 more somewhere in their deck. So we're at a virtual 7, since they can dredge a bunch, and they have a relatively low amount of their deck left. We find Thragtusk, that's a good draw. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can play Thragtusk and play Steel Hellkite. That doesn't seem the worst. Do I attack in this turn? Probably not in that scenario. Because I think the plan would just be trying to block and stay alive. Well, let's see. They have Conflag. They can Conflag X4 next turn. Yeah, I think I need to not attack and leave up as many blockers slash conflagrate targets as possible. If they don't have a way to blow up Steel Hellkite, that might be able to steal the game by hitting X3 and getting rid of all these creatures. We've seen 3 Narcomoebas, so it's going to be hard for them to trigger Prized Amalgams once the last one gets revealed. Yeah, I think I need to gain life, so we're definitely playing Swagtusk here. And Thragtusk, Steel Hellkite is the only way that we can actually double spell this turn too, I think. Yeah, I don't think I get in with the Thragtusk. I think I want to leave it up for blocks. Actually, hold on. I think I need to attack with this Thragtusk, and hopefully they chump block with a Narcomoeba. Because Steel Hellkite has to actually connect for me to activate it. So I'm hoping that they chump block with a Narcomoeba here and then attack in with the other Narcomoebas next turn. Okay. I would have also been fine if they triple blocked with Narcomoeba, which is sort of what I was hoping they would do, but I don't imagine that they would have done that. Alright, play Steel Hellkite. Pass the turn. Drawing a Relic still would have been nice last turn, or this turn I suppose, but no reason stressing about what didn't happen. We're at 18 currently, virtual 12 if they get the other Creeping Chills, and we can take 4 more to Conflag this turn. Opponent's choosing what to dredge, I assume it's just a Stinky. Opponent gets Dark Blast, okay. They put a Prized Amalgam and a Silver Smote Ghoul into their graveyard with a Dark Blast. So they have 4 cards in hand. They have an Otherworldly Gaze that they can flashback as well. So they could try to go a bit further. They can cast a Conflag. That would put them to 7 by tapping lands. They're going to go to combat. Okay. Let's go... block, 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 block. I think I need to try to play as conservatively as possible for my life total in my board, so I don't think there's any reason to get cheeky and like not block with Steel Hellkite because they have a Dark Blast in their hand or anything like that. I just have to hope that they don't get a bunch of shit back here. They can do Ox of Agonis. They play Golgari Thug instead, okay. If I keep playing back-to-back Battle Spheres, I might be able to actually stall this game out enough that they deck. That'd be interesting. I assume they're playing Ox now? They are, okay. How much do they dredge is the question. They get a bunch of amalgam triggers, that's fine. Yep. Creeping Chill, okay, they found the other ones. So opponent goes to 12, we go to 12. Opponent has 11 cards. That's all the Creeping Chills, so no more Silver Smoke Ghouls coming back. There's one more Narcomoeba somewhere. It's possible that they drew it. I don't think they dredged all of the possible cards there. Steel Hellkite's being kind of annoying because it's acting as if I have an action that I can do. Alright, so they can conflag X4 next turn again. We draw Chromatic Sphere. Let's play Sphere, see what we draw. Drawing all his dust would be sweet. We do not. Okay. We draw Urza's Tower, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I can't quite double cast anything yet, which is a little unfortunate. So let's go. So I play Battlesphere, they can X4 to get rid of the tokens. Do I leave back Steel Hellkite? Or do I get in and hope they don't read it and chump block with Narcomoeba? Conflag can divide up by different targets. So the Creeping Chills are gone. Conflag could also go face. I think I just have to pass. Alright, pass the turn. Let's see what happens. They have a lot of boys. Opponent dredged a Stinkweed Imp, so they only have 6 cards left in their library now. We still haven't seen the last Narcomoeba. I wonder if it's in their hand or just in their deck somewhere still. We can kill the Silver Smote Ghouls, and I don't think they can come back, because they have they have all the Thrilling Discoveries, 3 Thrilling Discoveries rather cast so far, and all the Creeping Chills, so they can't gain 3 life anymore. At least that we know of. Opponent taps some mana. Probably can flag, I assume. X4. Targeting mirror tokens, makes sense. No cards in our opponent's hand. So we're still going to have 5 blockers. If they attack with the Narcomoebas, we can get in with Steel Hellkite. Okay. Block. 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 Block 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I go to 3. They don't have another Conflag in their graveyard. Okay. We get a Swag Tusk token, we go to 3. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. Do they have an Ancient Grudge? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, I miscounted. I mean, I guess I lead on Worldbreaker, right? Blow up their colored mana. Do you tap in response? Opponent taps for blue. They didn't play a Narcomoeba. I think I can just kill them with combat damage now, right? They can Otherworldly Gaze to get a Narcomoeba as a blocker. But if I just play Battlesphere, I think I win. Okay, opponent plays Otherworldly Gaze. Nothing. I think that's game. Opponent takes 9. Did we get there? Got there against Dredge. Sweet. We didn't even have any we didn't even have any graveyard hate. Wow. That's shocking. Budget Tron, hell yeah. Alright, starting off round 4, we won the die roll. Revealing Gigantha. Only one land, no turn 3 Tron, got a mulligan. Oy. Always with the mulliganing. Let's go down to 5. Alright, we have 2 Tron pieces at least. We'll keep this, get rid of Sphere, and I think I'll get rid of Hellkite instead of Sundering Titan since I'm more likely to get turn 4 Tron than turn 3 Tron here. Power plant, map, go. Alright, come on, other Tron piece off the top. Swag Tusk. Play a forest, pass the turn. Very sad. Thought Scour. Who's playing Thought Scour in this day and age? Looks like it's an otherwise normal Izzet deck. Murktide? Damn, that was a fast Murktide Regent. Okay. Let's get a tower. We draw Sundering Titan. I think I want to play Chromatic Star and cycle it now in case I get like a Sylvan Scrying. Oblivion Stone. Okay. Pass the turn. We're at the mercy of our top decks currently because we've run out of Tron searching action. Urza's Tower. Play Oblivion Stone. I feel like they're going to counter this most likely. We'll see. Yep. Play a tower. Pass the turn. Alright, come on, good top decks. We go to 8. We're in danger. And we're dead. Okay. Yeah, we couldn't reasonably draw out of that because even if we resolved Thragtusk and gained 5 life, they would have been able to kill us in another hit. So let's see. Pretty sure they're going to have Alpine Moons. So let's bring in some Nature's Claims. Alpine Moon and Blood Moon are both pretty likely actually from them, so I might want the set of them. And we can take out... Relic is good. Steel Hellkite has flying, so that's at least fine. Worldbreaker has reach, so that's nice. Let's take out at least one Thragtusk. Maybe all of them. Yeah, I think I cut the Tusks here. And I think 3 Nature's Claims is probably going to be fine. Alright. We will take the play. We reveal Gigantha again. Scrying map, Scrying Mine, Scrying Forests, and 2 Sundering Titans. We don't have turn 3 Tron with this hand, but we have a pretty dependable turn 4 because even if they counter a Sylvan Scrying, we can still get there. So let's keep. Sundering Titan isn't the best against them, but it's still pretty nice. Let's play Urza's Mine, pass the turn. They could have Alpine Moon or Blood Moon pretty easily out of their sideboard. We draw a Relic. Okay. Let's go Forest Sylvan Scrying. Get Power Plant. Opponent did not cantrip at the end of our turn. Sounds good to me. Let's play the Power Plant. Play Sylvan Scrying. See if they want to counter it. Sweet. They don't know we already have Tron. Play Relic of Progenitus. Hopefully keep them off of Murktide and Delirium for a little while with this. Opponent plays Magus. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. That keeps us off of our things for a little while. Go ahead and target you with Relic. Pass the turn. We draw another Forest. Okay, let's play that. Target you with Relic. Pass the turn. I'd like to keep making land drops. If I don't have another land in hand next turn after I play Sanctum of Ugin, I'll probably cantrip Relic so I can try to draw a Sylvan Scrying or an Expedition map. Maybe we can just start hard casting our threats. We draw. Mere Battlesphere. Okay. Let's pop Relic. Draw an Expedition map. Play the map. Might get a counterspell out of their hand. Let's see. It does not. Play Sanctum of Ugin. Pass the turn. Plays Thought Scour, plays Snapcaster. I assume on Thought Scour. We might be seeing a Murktide come down here. It is not a Thought Scour. Okay. Opponent plays Consider. Opponent hits us for 4. We take it. Let's crack Expedition map. Get a Forest. Untap. We draw Steel Hellkite. Let's play Battlesphere. They have 5 cards in hand. I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to counter this and probably the next threat that we play. Looks like an Archmage's Charm, yep. But they cast Fire on us. They're going to hit us for 4 down to 3. If they have a Bolt, we're dead. Plays Consider. We play a Forest. We play a Battlesphere. It comes down. We're still dead to a Bolt, though. Maybe I shouldn't have taken Thragtusks out now that I think about it, since it's a red deck. Opponent Petty Thefts one of the tokens. I mean, we're just dead to the Flyers, so we concede. Well, well. Now that I think about it, I should probably be playing some amount of, actual answer for Magus of the Moon. Because I can pretty much just All Is Dust or play another like large thing to get rid of it. I can't get rid of it on lower on the curve because Warping Wail doesn't hit it. Interesting. Alright, see you in the next one. Alright, final round with Budget Tron in Modern. Our opponent's on the play. Let's reveal Gigantha. We are 2-2 going into this, so let's get a Dubsky so we can get a treasure chest. Alright, we got to mulligan this. Was not a very good 7. We have Power Plant, Mines, Fear Sphere. I think I'll keep this one. We can get rid of Forests. Alright, so we're looking for a tower, an expedition map, or a Sylvan Scrying. Opponent plays Scalding Tarn. Let's play Mind Sphere, pass the turn. Hopefully we draw a tower or Sylvan Scrying next turn, that'd be nice. Opponent gets a Rogrin Triome. Plays a Flooded Strand. We draw all his dust. Let's pop Sphere for a green. Don't draw anything of note. Play Chromatic Sphere. Pass the turn. Alright. Come on, Tron lands. Opponent gets a Watery Grave. So we've seen 4 colors now. We have not seen a companion. What are they playing? Sundering Titan. Let's draw a card, get a Chromatic Star, play Chromatic Star, draw a card, see what we get. Get a Power Plant. It's not the one we were looking for, pass the turn. But it is at least a land, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. Opponent cracks their fetch land, gets a Hollowed Fountain. Okay. Archmage's Charm to draw 2. I wonder if we're just playing against... I wonder if it's like 4-color control or just Esper control with the red splash for Prismatic Ending, X4. Opponent plays another Scalding Tarn. All the Scalding Tarns make me think that red might actually be a represented color in their deck, though. Alright, we drew an Expedition map. Might as well go ahead and crack it. If they have a counterspell, they have a counterspell. I mean, realistically, they should counter those. Alright. Pass the turn. If we magically get Tron somehow, Sundering Titan's going to be insane against their mana base. So we've seen 13 cards out of our deck. We have 4 towers in there somewhere. Statistically, we should see one within the next few cards. Because it's about 1 every 15. Expedition map. Do you have another counterspell? Yes. Okay. Come on, top deck Tron. Yup. We draw, Thrag Tusk, not useful. Pass the turn. We don't have to discard the hand size yet, so that's nice, I guess. Our opponent's clock has not been particularly fast, so at least we have time to mill about and think about whether or not we actually want to try to get there. So our opponent used the Snap to draw cards with Archmage's Charm, so they probably have more counter spells coming. Spreading Seas, god damn it. Alright. We are now 2 pieces away from Tron. Opponent plays a Jace. So they can start Fate Sealing us. They're fine with us drawing whatever's on top. If the next Fate Seal is also top, I think I'm just going to concede. Discard Battlesphere, Pass the turn. Opponent chases us. Does not use the ability. We'll see what it is. But probably just concede here. Because they can just... We're only playing 18 lands, so it's pretty unlikely that we're going to get a bunch in a row. Especially ones that we need for Tron. And they can just Fate Seal whatever lands they see to the bottom, and they know that we can't cast anything in our hand because, I mean, look at this hand, it's ridiculous. Alright. So we bring in... probably just a bunch of Nature's Claims, since we know that they're playing Spreading Seas. Thragtusk doesn't seem that necessary. Pulse probably isn't that necessary. Warping Whale... I don't think we care that much about their sorceries. We would care more about their instants. So what do we not need? Steel Hellkite doesn't seem very useful. Sundering Titan seems fantastic in this matchup. Relic seems good since they have snaps. Oathstone and All Is Dust can answer Planeswalkers, so I think we keep that. And I think I go down a pair of Mere Battle Spheres. What am I doing? I accidentally hit the wrong thing. Alright, let's try it like that. So 4 Nature's Claims come in, 2 Steel Hellkites, 2 Battle Spheres go out. Reveal Juicy Gigantha. No turn 3 Tron or any search for Tron lands, so we got a mulligan. No lands, got a mulligan. I've been mulliganing so freaking much this league. Alright, so we have natural Tron now. We're keeping 5 cards. So we can go Tron, Sundering Titan. I don't think I want to keep the Forest, even though it guarantees Sundering Titan. I think I'd rather probably have Relic. Actually, I'd rather have a Oblivion Stone, because that can stop their Spreading Seas from fucking me up. Well, if I'm thinking about Spreading Seas, I might actually want the Forest, though, for Nature's Claim, wouldn't I? Huh. Do I just keep all the lands in Sundering Titan? I'm definitely keeping this hand. I think I just keep all the lands in Sundering Titan. Yeah, because even if I kept Oblivion Stone, I can play it for 3, but I have to have 5 mana to activate it, so if I put a bunch of lands on the bottom and I don't have Tron anymore, I'm not going to be able to pop it to get rid of Spreading Seas. Okay, so play Power Plant, pass the turn. Let's see if they play any Disruption. If they don't, we'll go for Ugin next turn. They're holding up Counterspell. Okay. Play Tower. Play Ugin. Counterspell? I assume? Force of Negation. Okay, that's better than actual Counterspell for us because it got an extra card out of their hand. It might mean that they don't have actual Counterspell either. So unfortunately, if they have Spreading Seas, they're going to go after the tower because it's worth the most mana. Okay, opponent plays Teferi. Force of Negation cannot stop what we're doing here anymore. Let's play Power Plant. Sundering Titan's going to come down. You. Done. Opponent plays a Plains. Hilarious. Alright, opponent concedes. Don't unsummon the Sundering Titan after playing your land. Is what our opponent learned. Alright. Sundering Titan, sweet. Okay. I think I just run it back how it was. It seems fine. I assume they have a set of Spreading Seas at least after sideboard. They might only play like 2 in their main deck. They're not going to have Blood Moons. They might have Alpine Moon, I guess, since we've seen red mana. But I kind of doubt it. Because people aren't that teched against Tron right now, at least. Reveal Jagantha. Power Plant, Mine, Power Plant. This hand does not have Tron, but it... This hand's tempting. Tempting. I think I keep this hand, because I think I need to act as if they're going to Spreading Seas one of my lands anyway, and this hand's pretty good at getting out of that because of Oblivion Stone and just having sort of castable threats. Alright, we have double Power Plant, so let's play one, play a Sphere, hope that they Spreading Seas my Power Plant. What is your favorite art for the different Urza lands? There's a lot of very good ones. Yep, they Spreading Seas my Power Plant. I'm a genius. Alright. Let's make a green draw card look like we're fishing around for something. We drew another Power Plant, which isn't necessarily what we wanted here. Play a Sphere, pass the turn. We draw a Tower, so we do have Tron for next turn. Let's play Urza's Mine. Guess I should have popped this first. Let's go ahead and pop it so they can't Prismatic Ending it after I play Oblivion Stone. Play Oblivion Stone. See if they want to counter this. They do not. Okay. Do they keep Prismatic Ending it against Tron? I guess that would be one of the outs, wouldn't it? So you probably don't have to worry about that game 2 and 3 against most things. Unless they're a madman. So we can get Tron assembled next turn if they don't have another Spreading Seas here. If they do have another Spreading Seas, we can hold off and pop Oblivion Stone to get rid of them. They do have another Spreading Seas. Let's go... Do I want to show them that I have Tron? I don't think I do. I think I play Forest here and pass. So I'm planning on popping Oblivion Stone to free up my lands next turn. We'll see if anything bad happens to that plan. They could have brought in Stony Silence. It's a pretty reasonable sideboard card to bring in against Tron because it cuts off Expedition maps and a bunch of our eggs. Opponent plays a Plains. Opponent does still have Prismatic Ending. Damn. Alright. They have 2 mana up. We can cast Thragtusk next turn. I think we're just on the hard cast the threats plan now. Let's go ahead and play Tower here, since we could top deck Mine and then get Tron assembled still. Play Thragtusk. Get a counterspell out of our opponent's hand. Does not get a counterspell out of our opponent's hand. Okay. That makes me pretty happy. So next turn I can play Ugin, and then hopefully the turns after that I can play my 7 and 8 drops. Let's go to combat. Hit you for 5. Opponent plays the Wandering Emperor. Okay. Still has Counterspell mana up. Exiles our boy, we get another boy. Play Power Plant. They still have Counterspell mana, but we still gotta just play through these. by bashing our face against the wall, more or less. Opponent. Dovin's Vetoes, okay. So maybe they don't have actual counterspell and they just had Dovin's Veto, and that's why the Ragtusk got to resolve there. They could also have Snapcaster to get Archmage's Charm, possibly. They might snap Ending if they have that, though. I'm fine with them continuing to counter things as long as eventually we get to resolve a Sundering Titan, because Sundering Titan should be able to close the game up for us again. We have to blow up our own forest, which isn't the best, but, I mean, we get a bunch of our opponent's lands. Opponent plays Memory Deluge. Okay, they're looking for action. I assume Wandering Emperor is just going to cash itself in for a Samurai here. If they don't have an answer for the Beast token, at least. They might go like Teferi, bounce the Beast. We know they could have Force, so even if they tap out, All Is Dust might not be able to come down, but I think it's still worth trying for. We draw an Expedition map. Interesting. Let's go to combat. Map means we could just assemble Tron right here. One, two, three, four, five, six. Does map resolve? Does it, does it, does it? If you have a counterspell, you should really counter this map, but... Okay, they do have a counterspell. I need to stop giving my opponent advice. Pass the turn. We're back to wanting to draw land. Opponent plays a land. Gets in for 2. We will take it. So they have 2 Castle Vantress, which both get to survive no matter how many Sundering Titan triggers we get, which is a little annoying. We draw an Expedition map again. Go to combat. Hit you for 3. Opponent has 4 cards. They can flashback Memory Deluge, I think. It's 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they could do that. Play Expedition map. Opponent counters it with Archmage's Charm. Okay. Pass the turn. Opponent Otawara's... They're spreading seas. Okay, they're going to put it on Urza's Tower. That's fine by me. We still just need to draw a land so we can get rid of those or start playing Mere Battlesphere and stuff anyway. I don't really want to All Is Dust since we have more of a beatdown type of board right now anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they play a land and Spreading Seas and they can still flashback Memory Deluge. So we're back to needing to draw something. Drawing a single map or a mine no longer gets us Tron since Urza's Tower is also an island. If we draw a land, let's assume it's a forest, and we get All Is Dust down. How much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's not bad. Alright. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria means I am absolutely down to All Is Dust if I can resolve it now. Opponent down ticks Teferi, gets in for 2. They have 2 cards in hand. What are the chances that it's another counterspell? Probably pretty high since it's a control deck, right? I think we gotta go for it anyway. Sweet. Alright. That unlocked the board for us pretty well. Opponent crumbled to dust. Oh my god. Who still plays that card? Alright. That's a blowout. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're back to having 6 mana. We have no way to get Tron anymore. Let's play Chromatic Star. Man, who still plays Crumble to Dust? Sylvan Scrying. I'll play Sylvan Scrying. Get a Forests. Play the Forests. Pass the turn. Alright. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So next turn we can go for a Battle Sphere. They know about our Sundering Titans in hand now. That's kind of terrifying. And they still have Memory Deluge that they can flash back whenever they feel like it. Opponent passes. Did not play a land. Play Battle Sphere, see if they have a counterspell or something. They would have had to find it pretty recently since they didn't have an appropriate counterspell for All Is Dust there. They can... Okay, it resolves. They could just have removal. We'll see. They could also just be saving the counterspells for Sundering Titan, which is pretty reasonable. Yeah, they have a Solitude, that's fine. Opponent plays a land, cracks it. Does not get in with Solitude. We draw Chromatic Star. Play Chromatic Star. We're just looking for lands. We're not going to be able to play Sundering Titan this turn, unfortunately. Draw a card? Yep. Nature's Claim. No spicy hits for that right now. Chromatic Star, draw a card again. Yep. Versus Tower. Alright, we'll play the land. Pass the turn. Do I attack in? No, I don't. They just get to eat one of my mirrors and gain life equal to the difference, so there's no reason to attack with the 1/1s into Solitude. Opponent's going to get to look at a bunch of cards. Yup, yup. Hopefully this does not just lose us the game, although our opponent casting a Dig Through Time essentially probably seals it up for them. Unless they're just out of counterspells somehow. Opponent plays Teferi, pluses, okay. We untap, draw Nature's Claim. I mean, kind of just got to keep going for things. Our opponent already knows about the Sundering Titans in our hand, so it's not like we're hiding information, really. And we don't have Veil of Summers or anything in our deck. Opponent plays Snap, Counterspell, okay. Yep. 3 cards in our opponent's hand, 4 once they draw for turn, maybe 5 if they downtick with Teferi. They do downtick with Teferi. I severely doubt that we're going to be able to win this game from here. We'd have to draw fantastically well. Okay. I mean, let's go for Sundering Titan again. Oh my god, my mouse is freaking out now. Alright, come on, Sundering Titan, please resolve. It only even blows up 3 of my opponent's lands, so it's not like it's the end of the world even if it comes down. Alright, opponent has a counterspell, that's fine. We are 30 cards into our deck. Our opponent is 35 cards into theirs. Hits us for 3, we take it. Yup, yup. We draw World Breaker. I mean, that is a cast trigger, so at least that part's going to resolve. Although I suppose I Chromatic Star pop it first, since I have plenty of green mana and don't really need that. I like to think I gave my opponent a little heart attack there, maybe. Ugin, okay. I think I just get rid of Rogran Triumph. Try to cut them off of red so they can't Snapcaster their Crumble to Dust. Because that's the way that they can set us back again to not being able to cast threats. Yeah, counterspelling, that's fine. I can sack a land to pick it up again, so it'll come back eventually. The next lands I would want to hit with that are probably just Castle Vantress. Opponent scryed 1 bottom, 1 top. Opponent marches our mirror token, that's fine. I wonder if that's what they scryed to the top. Just to unlock the beatdown plan? Interesting. We draw an expedition map. Let's play an expedition map. Let's crack it. That seems pretty good. Get a Sanctum of Ugin, play it. Pass the turn, we can return World Breaker to our hand at end of turn. Next turn we can cast World Breaker, sacrifice Sanctum of Ugin, and get something back, or get something into our hand rather. Our opponent has 2 cards in hand, 4 cards if they activate Teferi after their draw for turn. So we have 2 Mere Battlespheres in our deck somewhere. I probably just go for a Sundering Titan with the Sanctum trigger, right? Because it gets any colorless creature card, yeah. Opponent hits us for 5, that's fine. Opponent bounces Snapcaster Mage. Okay. So that can counterspell World Breaker. Sacrifice a power plant. Pick up World Breaker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we sacrifice Sanctum of Ugin, we'll need to draw another land to play Sundering Titan, which is a little annoying. Opponent plays Ice to draw a card, that's fine. We draw Oblivion Stone. That's interesting. So let's play World Breaker, sacrifice Sanctum of Ugin. Exile Castle Vantress. hopefully start turning their scrying off at least. We need to get the other Castle of Antris out to actually be able to do that, but if Worldbreaker resolves, that's great. We have a blocker. If it doesn't resolve, that's fine. They have a counterspell out of their hand. Maybe I just get another Worldbreaker instead. Yeah, opponent's not going the snap counterspell plan like we thought they would. Maybe they just drew a counterspell? They did. Okay. Castle of Antris gets exiled. We pop Sanctum, get another Worldbreaker. How many counterspells have we seen? We know they have Snap in their hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn, that's a lot of counterspells. Alright, so opponent played a Colonnade, which means we have to blow up the Colonnade, otherwise we're dead. Opponent plays Snap. I assume they play a counterspell on Worldbreaker. We have a very low life total currently. Opponent plays Charm. Counters our Worldbreaker. Okay. Alright, so we have 7 mana that we're working with. We're going to be a 1. So we pretty much have to draw a land and be able to resolve Oblivion Stone. That's not a land, that's an Ancient Stirrings. Alright, play Ancient Stirrings. Do we have a line? We can get Battle Sphere, we can't play it. We can get Chromatic Sphere. We can play it, it doesn't really help. So let's see. I could go Oblivion Stone for 3, Expedition Map for 1. I don't have enough green mana to double Nature's Claim my own things. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can play Ugin the Ineffable, have a Nature's Claim up and no targets for it. Alright, our opponent got it. GG's to our opponent. Let's concede, I'll reveal my hand, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hey everyone, Shoenice again. Well, basically, go subscribe to Tezzey's YouTube channel. And for those who made it to the end of the video, thank you.